Alright, so we got the 1070 spoilers, and I'm pretty sure these are legitimate. Like, 100% confirmed by Read-On, the top spoiler guy. So, hopefully we don't have a hiccup like we did the last time we went over the spoilers. But before I get into them, let me just quickly go over what had happened in the previous chapter. So we saw Luffy run into Lucci, and it was revealed that Lucci has awakened his devil fruit, his cat fruit modeled leopard. And this caused Luffy to go into Gear 5, and they started fighting. And the story of the fight was that Lucci just really couldn't do anything to Luffy. Like, he was dodging all of his strikes, and they actually clashed at one point, which was pretty cool, but Luffy just eventually nails Lucci in the stomach with like his bull pistol, sending his fist through the ground. And at the end of the chapter, we saw that Sentomaru, who was controlling the Seraphims, met up with Luffy, and they were kind of on the same page with the mutual cause of trying to protect Vegapunk. And this pretty much caused Sentomaru to have a face turn. Lucci, realizing this, quickly comes up and just hand pistols Sentomaru through the chest. And then he implies that he's gaining control of the Seraphims now, and that's where the chapter ended. And coming into this chapter, we see that Luffy versus Lucci continues, but Lucci still can't land a hit. So yeah, we expected this. It was happening in the previous chapter, but I don't think this is happening the entire chapter, because we did get a full page leaked to us from Jump Festa like 2 days ago, I think. And on that page for this chapter, we see that Lucci does hit Luffy. Like, he knocks him into one of those Vegapunk tube things, but Luffy uses his awakened power to like turn it to rubber to soften the blow. And then he like puts on glasses from his hair or goggles or something, and then winds up just leveling Lucci in the stomach and turning him to rubber, just like what he did to Kaido. So yeah, Lucci does kind of hit Luffy, but Luffy's still dominating him pretty much. Vegapunk explains the difficulty of replicating devil fruits. Zoans are easy, as most are based on animals, and it seems like mythicals are really hard though, and require special circumstances. Paramecia just needs the lineage factor of the user, and Logia's, Vegapunk doesn't even want to talk about it as it's astronomical, and seems like there's a story about how he got Kizaru's. Okay, so this is really interesting, and I guess this goes back to what Vegapunk was telling in Straw Hats in the previous chapter, where he was kind of explaining what's going on with devil fruits, where he said like every devil fruit is a possibility for human evolution that someone desired. All of these powers represent the many branches of the future of humanity, and that people with those powers exist in different dimensions, dreamt up by someone else before them. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty ambiguous, but it's understandable because we're not going to get the full answers at this point. But I guess he's continuing to talk about the devil fruits to the Straw Hats here, and telling them like the varying difficulty of replicating them. Something that he hasn't fully explained yet. I don't know if he really will, to be honest, because he's also being vague and ambiguous here by saying like, you know, Zoans are easy because they're based on animals, but mythicals require special circumstances. I mean, I guess it's understandable that the mythicals will be more difficult, but like, why? You know what I mean? And same thing with Paramecia. They seem to be just as easy to replicate as Zoan, where they just need the lineage factor of the user. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. So guys, Manscaped makes much more than just the awesome Lawnmower 4.0. They also make the Ultra Premium collection, and with it, you're gonna get this 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. I love this stuff. It smells so good. You're also gonna get the body wash as well, which smells just as good, if not better. And for after the shower, they have deodorant, and this is 100% the truth, guys. This is the best smelling deodorant I've ever used. And the same goes for their body spray. I love this stuff so much. I use it like every day. And lastly, they also have their own lip balm. Like, this is the same high quality of the other products as well. They also have the Plow 2.0, which is a single blade double-edged safety razor, which gives me the best shave I've probably ever had. They also have this nifty shed travel bag that you can put all of your new products inside of to hold. So guys, if you're interested in getting your very own Plow 2.0 and Ultra Premium collection, go to manscaped.com and use my promo code Zhoniin, because you're gonna get 20% off, but also free shipping. Remember, that's code Zhoniin, just like the name of the channel, at manscaped.com. Thanks, guys. And Logia's, however, seem to be the most difficult. It's astronomical, just knowing how they're replicated, and it seems like there's a story about how he got Kizaru's, so that's also interesting there. I guess that fully confirms what was insinuated for the longest time about how the pacifistas got their light laser powers derived from Kizaru, or just his fruit. I mean, I assume that he was the owner of the fruit when the pacifista's abilities were made, right? So he went into Vegapunk to do whatever they needed to do to derive his light Logia ability from it. And who knows what makes it astronomical, especially compared to Paramecia and the Zoan. It's so much different. But Kizaru being mentioned here is also interesting because we saw in the previous chapter that it was said that he's already on his way to Egghead. When we cut away from Aki Inu in his office at Naval Headquarters, talking about what was going on with Luffy and Vegapunk and CP0 at Egghead, he asked, like, where's Kizaru? And then this other Marine told him, like, you know, he was already on his way to Egghead for a prior operation. So it's like he was already supposed to go there. What is that prior operation? Obviously, I have no idea. I assume it's not to kill Vegapunk because they already sent CP0 to do that. So why would they send both? You know what I mean? It might be something that he personally organized with Vegapunk, since they seem to have a history here, possibly outside of it just being professional, maybe, or whatever Kizaru had to do to have his fruit ability replicated. I also talked about this with Sai, I think in the collab on his channel, where there's a possibility that Kizaru might like help out the Straw Hats when he gets there. I mean, not have a full face turn, but I don't know, kind of help them because he likes Vegapunk and they're helping him as well. Just speculating, you know, it's a possibility, I suppose. But Kizaru being mentioned here is definitely because he is going to show up very soon. He might even show up in this chapter, to be honest. Like, I've seen some spoilers going around, but I don't know if they're real or if they're fake, but you know, there's stuff being said about Kizaru allegedly. But you know, we're going to be getting more spoilers throughout the next 2 days, so subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be making a video as soon as we get them. Sentomaru isn't dead. He's knocked out and taken to get healed as Lucci gains control of the Seraphim. Okay, so this was kind of expected, right? I mean, I also would have accepted Sentomaru dying. That would have been good death, I guess, right? I mean, have the face turn and then just die. But have the face turn and then continue to live and be a future ally to the Straw Hats, I think is even better. Why not? I mean, it's kind of par the course for death fake outs and, you know, characters being stabbed chest or the stomach and them coming back. But I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't really need Sentomaru to die, but he could after this as well. But I do like him as a character, even though we haven't really seen too much of him. I think he has a lot of potential to be like a cool begrudging ally of Luffy, if that makes sense. But as for it saying that Lucci gains control of the Seraphim, you know, this is also going back to the previous chapter where it basically said that he was going to do that, but now I guess he fully has control of them, and maybe this is going to be like the real fight that Luffy gets, because obviously Lucci by himself isn't enough. So it's like Lucci and the Seraphims. There's like 4 of them. There's Jinbei, Boa, Mihawk, and Kuma. So it's like all of them and Lucci in his wake form going after Gear 5 Luffy. I think that is the good test for him, right? Because we don't know really how far he can go. Obviously, he beat Kaido. Obviously, he's dominating Lucci. So let's just throw in 4 Seraphims and see how he does at that point. And of course, there's the big possible main event of Luffy taking on Kizaru. But for now, it seems like he might be taking on the Seraphims with Lucci. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think about these spoilers in the comments, guys. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.